The owner of a clothing store hired a man with disabilities just to mock him, but when she checked the security camera, she couldn't believe it. But first, remember to subscribe to our channel so we can keep sharing incredible stories. In the bustling streets of Manhattan, Amanda Grayson owned an upscale boutique that catered to the elite. Amanda, a sharp-dressed woman in her late 30s, prided herself on running one of New York's most exclusive clothing stores. Yet, beneath her polished exterior was a streak of arrogance and indifference to anyone who didn't fit her high standards. Her boutique had been struggling to maintain its allure in the face of newer, trendier competitors. Desperate for a unique edge, Amanda concocted a plan: hire someone unusual to work in the store. Sam Parker was her chosen candidate. He had a physical disability resulting from a childhood accident, using a prosthetic leg to walk. Despite his challenges, Sam carried himself with quiet dignity. Amanda didn't hire him because of his skills or charm, but rather because she thought his presence would make her store appear progressive to onlookers. Secretly, she found amusement in the idea of placing Sam, whom she deemed an oddity, in her chic boutique. When Sam arrived for his first day, Amanda greeted him with a forced smile. "You're here on time." "That's promising," she said, her tone dripping with condescension. Sam, accustomed to such attitudes, maintained his composure. "I'm here to do my best," he replied evenly, his calm demeanor unshaken. Amanda introduced him to the other employees, who gave him polite but hesitant smiles. The shop's pristine interior, filled with designer labels and minimalist decor, contrasted sharply with Sam's simple demeanor. Amanda's expectations were clear. Sam was to stay out of the way and avoid engaging with the wealthy clientele. Despite her low opinion of him, Sam approached his duties with quiet determination. He arranged displays meticulously, greeted every customer warmly, and offered assistance with an authenticity that was rare in the fast-paced retail world. His kindness didn't go unnoticed by the patrons, many of whom began to seek his advice over the other staff. Amanda, oblivious to the growing appreciation for Sam, continued to view him as nothing more than a prop for her image. But as days turned into weeks, she began to notice something strange. Sales were improving. More customers lingered in the store, and they left glowing reviews, often mentioning a certain, kind young man who had made their shopping experience exceptional. Curious, Amanda decided to install additional security cameras in the boutique. She wanted to monitor Sam, suspicious that his sudden popularity might be linked to something dishonest. As the cameras began recording Sam's every move, Amanda prepared herself for what she thought would be the confirmation of her biases. Little did she know, what she would see would challenge everything she thought she knew about people, her business, and herself. Sam's influence on the boutique was undeniable. His warmth and authenticity drew customers in, creating an atmosphere that was welcoming yet refined. Women looking for an outfit for a special occasion, men searching for the perfect tailored suit, or even families strolling by the shop found themselves captivated by his approach. Amanda's regular clientele, used to cold professionalism, seemed pleasantly surprised by this new, more personal touch. One day, a mother with 2 young children entered the boutique. She looked overwhelmed, her kids tugging at her sleeves while she tried to find a dress for an upcoming gala. The other staff members hesitated, unsure how to handle the situation without disrupting the store's high-end image. But Sam stepped in with a calm smile. "Ma'am, may I help you find something?" he asked, his tone gentle yet confident. The woman glanced at him, uncertain at first, but soon nodded. Sam guided her to a rack of evening dresses, engaging her children by showing them colorful scarves while their mother browsed. Within minutes, she had found the perfect dress and left the store smiling, promising to return. Moments like these became commonplace with Sam around. Amanda, however, remained skeptical. She couldn't reconcile Sam's growing popularity with her belief that he was a liability. One afternoon, she cornered one of her senior employees, Lauren. "What's the deal with Sam? Why are customers suddenly fawning over him?" Lauren hesitated, unsure how much to say. "He's good with people," she replied carefully. "Customers like his approach. He makes them feel valued." Amanda frowned, unwilling to accept such a simple explanation. "Valued?" she repeated, her tone incredulous. "This is a luxury boutique, not a therapy session. Let's hope his little charm doesn't cheapen the brand." Still, she couldn't ignore the numbers. Sales were climbing, foot traffic was increasing, and online reviews frequently mentioned Sam's name. Customers described him as patient, kind, and intuitive, qualities Amanda had never prioritized in her hiring decisions. Determined to uncover the truth, Amanda spent an evening reviewing footage from the newly installed security cameras. At first, the recordings showed nothing unusual: Sam tidying displays, assisting customers, and chatting with the other staff. But as Amanda continued watching, something began to stir in her. The cameras captured Sam kneeling awkwardly to help an elderly man tie his shoes after trying on a pair of loafers. They showed him rushing to clean up a spill before anyone else noticed, despite the obvious strain on his prosthetic leg. They revealed him carefully arranging merchandise to make it easier for shoppers to browse, sometimes staying past closing hours to ensure the store looked perfect for the next day. Amanda's heart began to sink as she observed these moments. Sam's dedication was undeniable. He wasn't simply performing a job. He was elevating the boutique's reputation through sheer effort and kindness. And then came a moment that Amanda couldn't shake. Late one evening, a woman in visibly distressed clothing approached the store's entrance. She hesitated at the door, her appearance starkly contrasting the boutique's polished clientele. Sam noticed her and stepped outside, speaking with her softly. Amanda couldn't hear their conversation, but she saw him hand the woman a scarf from the shop's collection, wrapping it gently around her shoulders. That small act of compassion struck Amanda in a way she didn't expect. She paused the footage and sat back, her mind racing. Was this the man she had mocked internally, the one she had dismissed as a gimmick? For the first time, Amanda questioned her own motivations, though she wasn't ready to admit it. What was it about Sam that made him so different? Why were people drawn to him in a way they had never been drawn to her carefully curated image of the boutique? Her curiosity growing, Amanda resolved to keep watching Sam. Unbeknownst to her, the most eye-opening moment was still to come. Amanda spent the following days obsessively reviewing the security footage, determined to uncover the secret behind Sam's growing influence. The more she watched, the more she found herself questioning everything she thought she knew about her business and herself. One particular evening stood out. The boutique had closed for the night, and the staff had left. Sam, however, remained behind, tidying up. The cameras captured him moving slowly, his prosthetic leg clearly causing discomfort after a long day on his feet. Yet, he continued arranging displays, carefully folding garments, and adjusting mannequins. Then, the unexpected happened. A young man in tattered clothing slipped through the boutique's front door. Amanda tensed as she watched the footage, expecting Sam to confront the intruder or call security. Instead, Sam approached the man cautiously and spoke to him. The conversation was inaudible, but their body language told the story. The young man appeared nervous, gesturing to his torn jacket and empty pockets. Amanda's breath caught as she watched Sam walk to a rack of men's outerwear. He selected a simple yet elegant coat and handed it to the man. When the man hesitated, shaking his head, Sam insisted, placing the coat over his shoulders. He even reached into his own pocket and pulled out a small amount of cash, pressing it into the man's hand. The young man's face lit up with gratitude. He shook Sam's hand vigorously before slipping out the door, his posture straighter than when he had entered. Amanda paused the footage, her mind reeling. This wasn't the first time the cameras had captured moments like this. On another occasion, Sam had noticed a teenage girl browsing nervously, clearly unable to afford the boutique's prices. Instead of brushing her off, he quietly took her aside and offered her a discounted price on an accessory she had been admiring. When she hesitated, Sam covered the difference himself, all while ensuring the girl left the store feeling confident and valued. Amanda's hands clenched as she stared at the screen. Why was he doing this? She couldn't understand it. His actions went against every principle she had built her business upon: exclusivity, prestige, and profit above all. But it didn't stop there. Over the next week, Amanda continued to witness acts of kindness that seemed almost second nature to Sam. He helped a customer with mobility issues navigate the store, rearranging displays to make room for their wheelchair. He noticed when a stressed-out mother forgot her wallet and quietly paid for her purchase, leaving a note that she could return the money whenever she had the chance. The most surprising part was how these acts were changing the boutique itself. Customers began spreading the word about their experiences with the kind gentleman at Amanda's shop. Reviews flooded social media, praising the boutique for its welcoming environment and compassionate service. Sales soared, yet Amanda couldn't shake her growing discomfort. One night, after the store had closed, Amanda sat in her office, surrounded by ledgers and reports. The numbers were undeniable. Sam had revitalized her struggling business. Yet, Amanda felt conflicted. Her boutique had been her sanctuary, her proof to the world of her success. But Sam was changing its very identity. The exclusivity she had worked so hard to cultivate was being replaced with something she couldn't quite name. Was it warmth? Humanity? That evening, Amanda made a decision. She would confront Sam directly. She needed answers not just about his actions, but about herself. The next morning, Amanda approached Sam as he adjusted a display near the entrance. "Sam," she began, her voice sharper than she intended. "Can we talk for a moment?" Sam turned, his expression calm yet curious. "Of course, Miss Grayson. What's on your mind?" Amanda hesitated, her rehearsed speech suddenly feeling hollow. She glanced around the boutique, taking in the subtle changes he had brought to the space. For the first time, she noticed how the displays felt less intimidating, more approachable. She even caught sight of a customer smiling as Sam chatted with them. "What are you doing here?" Amanda finally asked, her voice quieter. "Why are you going out of your way to help people?" Sam tilted his head, considering her question. "It's simple, really," he said. "I believe everyone deserves kindness. It doesn't cost anything to treat people with respect and dignity." Amanda felt a pang in her chest. She had expected excuses or justifications, but his sincerity left her speechless. "But you're giving things away." "That's not how this business works," she said, her tone faltering. Sam smiled gently. "Sometimes people need more than what money can buy. And if I can make someone's day a little better, why wouldn't I?" Amanda didn't respond immediately. She turned and walked away, her mind racing with thoughts she couldn't yet articulate. Unbeknownst to her, a customer standing nearby had overheard the conversation. They pulled out their phone, discreetly recording a video of Sam's words. By the next day, that video had spread like wildfire online, bringing a tidal wave of attention and change to Amanda's boutique. Amanda arrived at her boutique the next morning to find an unusual buzz in the air. Outside the store, A small crowd had gathered, murmuring excitedly. Amanda frowned, pushing through the throng of people to see what was happening. Her eyes widened when she noticed reporters with cameras stationed near the entrance, their lenses fixed on her boutique's sign. "What on earth is going on here?" she muttered to herself. As she entered, Lauren, one of her senior employees, rushed to her side. "Amanda, have you seen the video?" she asked breathlessly. "What video?" Amanda replied, her tone sharp with irritation. Lauren hesitated before pulling out her phone. She opened a social media app and played a video that had already garnered millions of views overnight. Amanda's stomach churned as she recognized the scene. It was the conversation she'd had with Sam the day before. The video showed Sam speaking earnestly about kindness and dignity, his sincerity shining through every word. The caption read, "Meet Sam Parker, the man changing lives at a luxury boutique." The post highlighted Sam's acts of generosity and the impact he had made on the store's customers. Thousands of comments poured in, praising his humanity and condemning Amanda for not recognizing his value. Amanda's face flushed with embarrassment and anger. "Who posted this?" she demanded, scrolling through the comments that labeled her as heartless and out of touch. Lauren shrugged nervously. "I think it was one of the customers yesterday. They must have overheard your conversation with Sam." Amanda was about to respond when the boutique's door opened and a reporter stepped inside. "Miss Grayson," they called out, "what do you have to say about Sam Parker's story going viral? How does it feel to have your business associated with such an inspiring individual?" Amanda froze, her mind racing. She had spent years carefully crafting her boutique's image as exclusive and elite. Now it was being reshaped overnight by a narrative she hadn't controlled. Before she could answer, Sam emerged from the back of the store, a puzzled expression on his face. "What's going on?" he asked, looking between Amanda and the reporters. The room went silent as the reporters turned their cameras toward him. One stepped forward, microphone in hand. "Sam Parker, you've become a symbol of kindness and compassion. How do you feel about the attention you're receiving?" Sam blinked in surprise, clearly overwhelmed. I didn't do anything special," he said humbly. "I just believe in treating people the way I'd want to be treated. That's all." The reporters pressed on, asking more questions, but Amanda quickly intervened. "That's enough," she snapped, her voice firm. "This is still a place of business, not a press conference." The reporters reluctantly retreated, but the damage or transformation had already begun. Amanda retreated to her office, slamming the door behind her. She sank into her chair, staring at her computer screen as emails flooded in, most of them inquiries about Sam and his story. A few hours later, Amanda watched the security footage again. This time, she saw it differently. Sam wasn't just performing random acts of kindness. He was creating an environment where people felt seen and valued. For years, Amanda had chased exclusivity, assuming it would make her boutique desirable. But Sam had shown her that inclusivity was even more powerful. That evening, Amanda found herself pacing her office, wrestling with her emotions. She thought about the boutique's history, her ambitions, and the values she had ignored in her pursuit of success. For the first time, Amanda allowed herself to acknowledge something she had buried deep. She was wrong about Sam. The next morning, Amanda called a staff meeting. Sam stood awkwardly at the back of the room, unsure of why he had been summoned. Amanda cleared her throat, her voice unsteady. "I owe all of you an apology," she began. "Especially you, Sam." The staff exchanged surprised glances, and Sam frowned, his confusion deepening. Amanda continued, "When I hired you, Sam, I didn't do it for the right reasons. I was wrong to judge you, and I was wrong to dismiss your value. Watching how you've transformed this boutique has taught me more than I ever expected. You've reminded me of something I lost along the way, the importance of compassion and community. The room was silent as Amanda turned to Sam directly. I'm sorry, she said, and I want to do better not just for you, but for everyone. Sam nodded, his expression softening. Thank you, Miss Grayson, he said quietly. The staff applauded, and Amanda felt a weight lift from her chest. But she wasn't done yet. Over the next week, Amanda implemented sweeping changes at the boutique. She introduced community-focused events, started donating a portion of the store's profits to local charities, and even began offering mentorship programs for people with disabilities. Most importantly, she elevated Sam to a managerial role, ensuring his voice would shape the boutique's future. The transformation wasn't easy, and Amanda still struggled with her pride at times. But as she watched her store become a symbol of inclusivity and kindness, she realized it was worth it. What Amanda didn't expect, however, was that this was only the beginning of a journey that would redefine not just her business, but her life. In the weeks following the viral video, Amanda's boutique became a beacon of transformation. Once a symbol of exclusivity, it was now celebrated as a place where humanity met high fashion. Customers from all walks of life visited, inspired by Sam's story and curious about the boutique's newfound reputation for kindness. Amanda, still adjusting to her evolving role, worked closely with Sam to reimagine the store's mission. They introduced initiatives like hosting free styling sessions for underprivileged individuals preparing for job interviews and donating unsold clothing to shelters. Sam's managerial role became pivotal in these efforts, and Amanda marveled at how naturally he led with humility and vision. One rainy evening, as the store was closing, a familiar face walked through the doors. It was the young man Sam had given a coat 2 weeks earlier. His demeanor was entirely different. Now his posture was straighter, his clothes clean, and his expression filled with hope. I don't know if you remember me, he said, his voice steady, but you helped me when I didn't have anyone else. Sam smiled warmly. Of course, I remember. How are you doing? The young man's voice trembled as he replied, Better. That coat, it gave me the confidence to go to a job interview. I got the job, and now I'm saving up for my own place. I just wanted to say thank you. Amanda, who had been watching from a distance, felt her eyes well up. She stepped forward, extending her hand. Thank you for coming back to share that, she said. Your story means a lot to us. The young man left the store, but his visit left a profound impact on Amanda. She realized that Sam's kindness wasn't just a gesture, it was a catalyst for real change. The boutique's transformation reached new heights when it hosted its first community night, an event celebrating local heroes and unsung individuals who contributed to the neighborhood's well-being. The store was filled with artists, teachers, parents, and workers who came together in a celebration of community and inclusion. Amanda took the stage that evening, her nerves palpable. She cleared her throat, clutching the microphone as the room quieted. Good evening, everyone, she began, her voice steady but emotional. For years, this boutique was my pride and joy, but I see now that it was incomplete. I built it on exclusivity, thinking that would make it special. But it wasn't until Sam Parker joined us that I understood what truly makes a business or a community thrive. Compassion and connection. She turned to Sam, who stood modestly near the back of the crowd. Sam, you've shown us the power of kindness, not just in words, but in action. You've reminded me and all of us that success means nothing if it doesn't uplift others. The room erupted in applause as Sam nodded, his expression a mix of gratitude and humility. Amanda stepped off the stage and joined him. Thank you for everything, she said quietly. Sam smiled. It's not just me, Miss Grayson. It's all of us. Sam cut the ribbon alongside Amanda, their partnership now a testament to what could happen when people set aside prejudice and embrace compassion. Years later, Amanda would look back on her journey with both pride and humility. She had started out as a woman driven by ambition, blind to the value of others who didn't fit her narrow vision of success. But through Sam's influence, she became a leader who understood the importance of using her platform to make a difference. Sam, now a seasoned manager and mentor, continued to inspire others with his actions and unwavering belief in kindness. The boutique thrived not just as a business, but as a symbol of what humanity could achieve when people chose to lift each other up. And though the viral video was what had sparked the change, it was the consistent acts of compassion that carried the boutique's legacy forward, a legacy Amanda and Sam built together, one small gesture at a time. The end.